microbes in human welfare. In this chapter till now we have discussed how the microbes is utilized in the food industry, in the chemical industry, in the drug industry, and to produces the variety of antibiotics. We have also discussed that how the microbes can be utilized in a sewage treatment plant and the biogas production. Today we have to learn that how the microbes can be utilized as a biocontrol agent. Okay, so we will learn this how the microbe can be utilized as a biocontrol agent today. So let's discuss how the microbes can be utilized as biocontrol agent. Microbes as biocontrol agents. Clear? So first of all, in our mind the question is going to be arise that what is a biocontrol? Okay, what are the biocontrol agents? So what are the biocontrol agents? Biocontrol agents are organisms which are used to control pest and disease in plants. Clear? So this is called as a biocontrol agents. What are called as a biocontrol agents? The biocontrol agents are the organisms. What they are? They are the organisms. And for what purpose they are going to be used? They are used to control the pest and the diseases in the plants. They are considered as biocontrol agents. They are considered as a biocontrol agent. Clear? So here they are specifically means to control the pest and the diseases in plants. Specifically more emphasis is given to the pest control. Okay, because the pest, they are damaging the crop, that decreases the yield or quantity of the crop product. Hence, anyhow we have to control it. Let's first of all start with the current practices of managing the pest. So what we are doing currently? Currently we are using chemicals. Okay, so chemicals are used, okay, to control pest. What we are currently using? We are currently using the chemicals. Okay, we are using the pesticides, we are using the insecticides. Pesticides kills the pest, insecticide kills the insect. This pest and the insects, they are damaging the crop. So to kill them, we are using the chemicals, pesticides and the insecticides. Okay, but these chemicals are toxic. They are toxic to a pest, they are toxic to an insect, they kill them, but along with toxicity on them, they are also toxic on the animals, other animals, okay, as well as they are also toxic on the human being, because ultimately this crop product we are consuming this crop product ultimately, so they are also harmful to us when we consume such kind of a crop with insecticides and the pesticide chemicals. When we consume, they also affect it. So this is a one disadvantage which is associated with insecticides and the pesticides chemical. The second thing is that when we are applying these insecticides and the pesticides on the plants or the crop, that insecticides and the pesticide chemicals that goes underground, okay, they goes in the soil, they dissolve in the water that is present in the ground, and they pollute the soil and the water. Okay, so they contaminate the soil and the water, they decreases the fertility of a soil, even the productivity of soil also gets reduced. So this is a second problem that is going to be lead with the use of insecticides and the pesticide chemicals. These are two main disadvantages associated with the use of insecticides and the pesticide. First, they are toxic to an insect pest, as well as they are also toxic to other non-target animals and the human being. Okay. Second thing, that it also increases the pollution. They pollute the soil, they pollute the groundwater, etc. And they should be used in a least proportion. Hence, they should be used in a least proportion. Okay. Okay. So what is an alternative? Because we cannot allow the pest or insect to damage a crop. We have to control it. And so there is a win-win situation, or the holistic approach in controlling this is a use of a biocontrol agent. This is the use of biocontrol agent is a kind of a holistic approach. It is a kind of win-win situation for both. It is a win situation for ecology, as well as it is also a win situation for the consumers. Okay, so this is a holistic approach in the treatment of or in controlling the pest and the insects. So what we are doing in the organic farming, we are using the biocontrol agent, and this biocontrol agent that works on the principle that the biocontrol agent, it works on principle of predation. It works on the principle of predation. Okay, you know that in a nature, a natural food chain exists, a food web exists. One insect that is eaten up by the another large organism, that is eaten up by the another large organism, and that is the food for them. Okay, so this is a kind of a predation what already exists in the nature, and the biocontrol agent that utilizes the same principle, they utilizes the principle of predation. Okay, so what we are doing, instead of killing the insect and the pest, okay, what we are doing, we are applying this biocontrol agent. They limit the number of pests and the insects into our farms and the fields. Barabar sir? Clear? They limit the numbers. They do not completely eradicate the pests and the insects from the farm. Okay, but this biocontrol agent, they check the numbers of the pest and control and keep it at a manageable level. Keep it at a manageable level. બધાને મારી ના નાખે, પણ એને એટલી ઓછી સંખ્યા કરી નાખે કે એનાથી ક્રોપને કોઈ નુકસાન થાય નહીં. So this is, they keep the level at a manageable level, but do not completely eradicate the pest and the insects which are present in it. Okay, so this is the principle on which the biocontrol agent works. And the organic farmers, they are utilizing these principles for controlling the pest and the insects into a farm. The principle says that as there is a lot of biodiversity exists in the land, lot of type of insects and the you can say the living organism that exists into a field, obviously it furthers the health of a plant. It also increases the health of the soil. Okay, જેટલી વધારે biodiversity, એટલી વધારે સોઇલની ક્વોલિટી વધારે સારી. બરાબર છે? Because there is a naturally there is a kind of a predation chain is going to be exist, or the food chain is going to be exist, where the one organism is depend on the another organism for its food product or the nutrition products, and the another organism keeps the level of this insect and the pest at a manageable level. So this is, they work on the principle called as predation. They do not work on the principle of the, you can say that the complete eradications. Here the complete eradication does not occur with the use of biocontrol agent. With the use of insecticides and the pesticides, the complete eradication occurs. So what is the advantage? When the complete eradication does not occur, complete eradication does not occur with the use of biocontrol agent. So what is the advantage? The advantage of this is that it does not kill beneficial insect. તમે જ્યારે insecticides or pesticides, when you are using these insecticides and the pesticides, they kill all type of insects, whether it is a harmful insect or the beneficial insect. All kind of the insects, they are going to be killed. Barabar, they are the chemicals. It just look that this is the insect, but this biocontrol agent only you can say kill the, or they control the level of a harmful pest and the insects, but the beneficial insect doesn't get affected. This is one of the advantage of a biocontrol agent. It eliminates the problem of chemical insecticides and pesticides, and it also has one more advantage. So let us discuss the few examples of biocontrol agents we are utilizing to control the amount of pest and the insects. So let's see what are the different kinds of insects and the pests they are going to be utilized. Okay, the first example is, here we are using in a case of a plant called as a brassica. Okay, so here, or you can say we are using it in the plant called as an Okay. So what we are doing in brassica and the cotton, there is you can say that the problem of an insect called as a caterpillar. Okay, this is a caterpillar. Caterpillar in brassica and the cotton, it damages the crop. And when it damages the crop, the quantity of a crop production gets decreased. So anyhow, we have to control the number of caterpillar. So how we are going to controlling this the number? We are spraying a spray of this bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis, okay, which is also called as, shortly it can be called as BT, okay, Bacillus thuringiensis. This Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria, they are available in the market in the form of spores or the powders. They are available in the sachet, like you might have seen the Eno. In Eno, in a one sachet or one packet, you can see the powders. Same kind of a packing is going to be available for Bacillus thuringiensis. In one packet or one sachet, 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 the spores of this bacteria are available, Bacillus thuringiensis. What you have to do? You have to dissolve the spores of this Bacillus thuringiensis or the powder of it into a water, and then you have to spray it on the plants. Spray it on the plants. Now what happens? The caterpillar, it is an insect. Okay, they visit a plant, the brassica and the cotton, to get its food. But now these plants are sprayed with the spores of Bacillus thuringiensis. So the insect caterpillar or the larvae of caterpillar, they eat these spores along with the food. Once this spore that enters into a stomach of a caterpillar, it kills this insect, that caterpillar. Okay, and thus the number of caterpillar are controlled, okay, or they are kept at some manageable levels. Okay, when this insect that goes to a human being, because these plants are also consuming by us, so when this kind of a plant they are going to be consumed by us, there is no harmful effect. It is only able to kill the insect, but it doesn't affect on the other animals or the human being or other insects. It is not going to be affected. The caterpillar like insects are only going to be affected. So this is an advantage. It only kills a harmful insect which are harmful to our plants. But the beneficial insects or the non-target organisms are not going to be affected. We and the other animals are the non-target animals. Like suppose assume करो कि cow, बराबर છે, cow આ plant ખાવા ગઈ તો એને કોઈ ઇફેક્ટ થશે નહીં, બરાબર છે, ખાલી કોને ઇફેક્ટ થશે? It only affect this caterpillar. Even આપણે બી ખાઈ લીધી તો આપણને કોઈ અસર નહીં થાય. So it doesn't have an effect on the non-target organism, but it only kills the harmful organism. So this is what we call it as Bacillus thuringiensis, in which it is sprayed onto a crop. Nowadays, due to an improvement in genetic engineering, what we have done, we have isolated a gene from Bacillus thuringiensis, that is called as a cry gene. We have introduced this gene into a plant. Okay, now the plant itself is such that it is able to kill the insect. We even don't need to spray. I again repeat, we even don't need to spray this Bacillus thuringiensis. એ વાપરવાની બી જરૂર નહીં પડે, because we have introduced the gene which is responsible for killing the caterpillar that we have already introduced into a plant. That we will learn in the chapter number 11. Okay, we will learn this in the chapter number 11. Okay, but this is called as a genetic engineering, and due to a genetic engineering it is possible. But here, even if there is no development of genetic engineering, we have a Bacillus thuringiensis that can act as a biocontrol agent. Okay, so this is one example. Okay, second example, you can see that the another example is Trichoderma. Okay, so Trichoderma is a free living fungi. It is free living fungi, and these free living fungi are usually found in the root system of many plants. The roots which are present underground or under the soil, they contains many of the species of the roots. They contain this fungi, Trichoderma. It is the free living fungi what you can find in the root system of many plants. and this fungi has a capacity to control the other agents, okay, other pathogens, means the organisms which are causing the disease to a plant, they are going to be controlled by this one, Trichoderma, a free living fungi that is present into a root system of a plant. Okay, so this is another example what we can use it, a Trichoderma. The third one, and that is an important one, what you can use, it's a baculovirus. This is another example, baculovirus. Okay, this baculovirus is also going to be used as a biocontrol agent, and they have an effect on, which organism? They have an effect on insects and arthropoda. Okay, you know the phylum Arthropoda, which includes cockroaches, you can say a spider or many other organisms. Okay, they are the Arthropoda, a biggest phylum. So baculovirus, they are utilized to control the amount of insects and the Arthropoda. Okay, this baculovirus, they comes under the genus Corus. It comes under which genus? Most of the baculovirus, it falls under this one. It is fall under the genus Nucleopolyhedrus virus or genus. Okay, they fall under the Nucleopolyhedrus. Okay, that is a baculovirus which has a capacity to kill the insects and the arthropodas. They have a capacity to kill the insects and arthropoda. So this is a baculovirus. The advantage of this baculovirus is such that it is a species specific. It is a species specific. એટલે જેને મારવાનું હોય એને જ મારશે, બીજા કોઈને મારશે નહીં. So this is a species specific. This is an advantage. The another advantage of this baculovirus is that it has a narrow spectrum, means kills a limited number of organisms. So hence the other organisms or other living organisms in the field doesn't get affected. And third, it has a property of insecticides. Okay, so where it is going to be used? It is going to be used in the conditions or the cases where there is an eco-sensitive zone. If it is an eco-sensitive zone where the ecology has to be maintained, the food chain has to be maintained, in that conditions these baculovirus are going to be used because they are species specific, narrow spectrum and insecticidal properties, so it doesn't kill the non-target organism. So this is a baculovirus. Most of them, they are falling under this genus. Which genus? Nucleopolyhedrus genus. Okay, so these are the three examples what we can use, what we are using it as a biocontrol agent. The first is Bacillus thuringiensis, second is Trichoderma, and third one is a baculovirus. Dear students, I again repeat, just listen it properly. Okay, what is a biocontrol agents? The biocontrol agents are the organisms which are used to control the pest and the disease in a plant. Currently, all of you know that the pest and the diseases both are harmful to plants and the crop. They decreases the yield and quantity of a crop. Okay, so hence we cannot allow them to grow up. So what we do? Currently we are using the chemicals, what we call it as insecticides or weedicides or pesticides to control this insect and the pest. Okay, but what happens when we use this insecticides and pesticides? They are the chemicals. They are harmful, they are toxic, poisonous to an insect, pest, and but they are also poisonous to other non-target organisms like animals, humans, etc. Along with that, the second disadvantage, they pollute it. They pollute the environment, they pollute the soil, they pollute the groundwater. So this is a disadvantage. Instead of that, if we are using the biocontrol agents, okay, then that works on the principle of natural predation. બરાબર છે, એટલે એનું જે ફૂડ છે એ જ ઇન્સેક્ટે ખાઈ જશે, બીજા કોઈ ઇન્સેક્ટ ખાવાનો નથી. બરાબર છે, and thus it controls the level of pest and the insect at a manageable levels by the certain kind of the checks and balances. The biocontrol agent do not completely eradicate, but it controls the number of insect, and that is a beneficial, because when there is a lots of biodiversity in the land, the fertility of a land or the soil is going to be maintained. So that's why we are using it. Here these are the three examples which can be used as a biocontrol agent. Bacillus thuringiensis in case of brassica and cotton plant. They control the, you can say that the caterpillar quantity, because this caterpillar damages the cotton and brassica. Trichoderma is a free living fungi that can be found in the root system of many plants, which control the lots of different types of pathogens, means the organism which causing the disease to a plant. Baculovirus, they control the insects and pests. It has a somewhat added advantage, like it has a narrow spectrum, species specificity, and they have an insecticidal property. So it can be used as an integral tool of integrated pest management system, what we are calling as IPM. IPM means integrated pest management system. Particularly this is much useful in the eco-sensitive areas. Okay, like in a nature also such kind of agents. These are the agents we are exploring. But in a nature there are also certain kind of agents are present which are controlling the other insects and the pests, and they prevent a damage of a crop. Okay, like for an example, you can say that the dragonfly. The dragonfly, it has a capacity to control the amount of mosquito. Okay, clear? You can also say that the ladybird, the another example, the ladybird, this is in nature. The ladybird, they also have a capacity to control the amounts of aphids. They can control it. So these are the few examples which already the nature exists, and we have taken the idea from the nature to utilize the biocontrol agent instead of chemicals like insecticides and the pesticides. So you have to remember the dragonfly is used to control the mosquito in the environment, and the ladybird that is going to be used, you can say that the control the aphids quantity. So this is all about the biocontrol agents. Okay, so students, learn it. This is very much important. The microbes which can be used as a biocontrol agent, which has a very good applications in a farming. So learn it properly. Students, like and subscribe this channel, and thank you for watching.